January 21st, 1999, Nintendo released something truly unique and special into the world of gaming, taking all their most recognizable and popular IP and putting them into a brawler-style fighter. Nintendo had a hit on their hands with their mascot brawler that made every Nintendo fan's dream come true. This game is known, of course, as Smash Bros. Fast forward 13 years later to Sony's attempt on celebrating their 20-year lineage. November 20th, 2012, Sony releases PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale into the world, boasting a roster of 20 unique characters at launch, with the exception of Good and Evil Cole, of course. Weird and obscure characters like Sir Dan Fortescue and Noriko to the well-known and iconic Sackboy and Kratos. This 4-player beat-em-up was a blast. Stages were interactive and mashed up with PlayStation IP, merging franchises like God of War and Patapon. Even with Sony's 20-year lineage, the game came nowhere close to that of Nintendo's Super Smash Bros. The roster seemed lacking, weirdly leaving out obvious entries into the game like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and Joel and Ellie. The roster could have easily reached 30 to 35 iconic first and third-party characters alike. On top of the slim roster, the story was lackluster, giving you no real reason why these characters are together. Cutscenes were no more than a still image with voiceovers, except for the one cutscene leading into the final boss, where these were so well done, it left me wondering why the whole story wasn't done in this style. People's biggest problem with the title was the combat. Trying to be different from Smash Bros., the only way you were able to land a kill was through a super move. Now, you fight to build your super meter. There are 3 levels of meter, and you can pop the meter at any moment once you fill the meter. Trying to get as many kills as possible, much like the Smash Ball power in Super Smash Bros. Though I had no issue with the system, the majority did, saying that they should have won 100% Smash Bros. Rather than only 90%. To that I say, to each his own. The game was chock full of potential. Sony has a vast catalog of characters at their disposal, and there's a ton of talented developers that would be able to take on the task of revitalizing the franchise. So, that leaves Chiptoath Gaming asking one question. Could PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale make a comeback and be a success? I'm Mike Doherty, and this is How It Should Be. The first step in making PlayStation All-Stars a viable franchise is to change the name. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale is too long in the tooth. Change it to just PlayStation All-Stars. It's short, it's sweet, and it's easier to market for. They should have just held the game in the first place and made it a PS4 launch title, but I digress. With all DLC included, with full online capability, and taking on the name of PlayStation All-Stars Ultimate Edition. This sets up the inevitable sequel, keeping most of the original cast and dropping characters like Dante, Evil Cole, Radek, and Zeus, while picking up Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Ryu, Knack, Delson Rowe, Joel and Ellie, Toomba, Hellgas Soldier, Snake, Mega Man, Shovel Knight, and even Alloy. It's said that the developer Superbot had a very difficult time getting access to IP. Timing was poor and they were not a proven developer. So I say, give it to a proven developer. In fact, I'll go as far as to say, give it to the developer of Smash Bros. For Wii U, Bandai Namco. This will cost Sony a lot of money, but the payoff could be huge. Making it easy for anybody to pick up and play as their favorite PlayStation character, giving Sony the same kind of untouchability as Nintendo. Story needs to be overhauled and coherent. A plot that actually connects all these franchises together. Maybe each character is fighting for their respective platform era, i.e. Crash and Spyro for the PS1, Jack and Sly for the PS2, and so on, all competing to become the king or queen of All-Stars. Something that doesn't take itself too seriously, but has a lighthearted and fun feel. Gameplay, since it's being developed by Namco, should be exactly the same as Smash Wii U, dropping the Smash Ball and keeping the meter powers, but this time, they're not your only way to get a kill. Lives instead of the convoluted point system they had in the first. The story should offer a ton of collectibles and unlockables, keeping people interested and giving a collectathon addiction loop. Throw in Easter eggs like Kevin Butler, Shuhei Yoshida, and the PS3 Boomerang controller, and you have the most fan-servicey game in the best way possible. Secret characters should be able to be unlocked by collecting everything or beating the game in a certain way. And cheat codes are a nice touch too. Cheat codes are something we haven't seen since the PS2 days. Big Head mode, God mode, and characters should be able to be unlocked through cheat codes, giving it a real old school feel. Keeping a lot of the same parts as the original and diversifying the roster. Doing away with the stupid, good, and evil cool nonsense. Giving the franchise to a proven developer that has worked on the gold standard of mascot brawlers, then expanding the single player aspect of the game. All these improvements and adjustments could give the Nintendo behemoth a run for its money. The same game that's finer tuned with a newer, prettier gloss of paint. This is how it should be.